time for another Rolling Thunder television program. This week's program is presented in part by Lavanya Speedway in Lavanya, Georgia, the Hayes Automotive Group in Baldwin, the Fast Tracks Racing Series, and by Toccoa Motor Speedway in Toccoa. We'll be back with this week's racing results from the local tracks in just a moment.
Come see Georgia's oldest and fastest 5/16 mile stock car track at Toccoa Speedway. Don't miss 7 divisions of racing, all the way from the 750 horsepower super lates all the way down to the pure stock. See cars hitting 100 miles per hour on the High Bank Speedway. Get down to Highway 17 South. Races are on Saturday, 7:30 p.m. starting April 5th. Call 706-827-0004 for details. Or log on to www.ToccoaMotorspeedway.com. Saturday nights belong to Toccoa Speedway.
Baby, look up, there's a star in the middle of the sky, shining where we are to comfort you and I. But I hold you in the dark, I hope you see the light and passion of my heart in the simple.
The Fast Tracks Racing Series, coming to a track near you. With a $250,000 point fund this year, the Fast Track Series pays a good purse, has fair rules. It has a family atmosphere and a great points fund, while at the same time controlling the cost. The Fast Tracks Racing Series, look for it at a track near you. Rolling Thunder Magazine, proud to have the Fast Track Series on board.
Tahoe, Suburban, Avalanche, Silverado.
Robin,
Colorado.
what are you doing?
Thinking about the great prices on all new Chevrolets.
What great prices?
We have 06 Colorado crew cabs for $19,500, extended cabs for $15,500, and regular cabs for $14,500.
What about Silverados?
We have 06 Silverado crew cab 4x4s for $24,900, extended cab 4x4s for $22,900, or regular cab two-wheel drives for $15,900.
That's Hayes Chevrolet, just 3 miles south of Cornelia on Highway 365.
Chevrolet, American Revolution. Well, good evening. Welcome to another Rolling Thunder television show. I'm Bill Kelly, your host, and we've got a guest with us tonight. We'll be talking to Nick Sellers here in just a minute, but we're going to give you some results from the past weekend. There's a lot of racing going on. Some of it involved Nick over at Toccoa, but we'll talk about everything that went on this past weekend. Of course, the Southern All-Stars East Series came to Toccoa on Saturday night, and Rambo Franklin kind of put a whooping on the crowd, I think you'd say. He led pretty much the whole race. Casey Roberts finished second. Casey kind of get up on his bumper a time or two, but couldn't do anything with him. Brent Dixon was third. Doug English, another good run in the 52 car, was fourth. Randy Hemphill was fifth. Ricky Harvey was sixth. Josh Thurman, who started 18th, was seventh. Joey McCoy, good run for Joey in that 48 McConnell car, finishing 8th. 9th went to Ted Crunkleton. Jimmy Ivester was 10th, and our guest tonight, Nick Sellers, was 11th. We'll find out about his first Southern All-Stars race here in just a moment. Doug Sellers was 12th. In the limited late model, Kip Cochran came back to Toccoa, and, well, he started where he left off earlier this year with a win. Wesley English was second. His brother Melvin was third. Clayton Turner and F.P. Bodenheimer rounded out the top 5. Of course, F.P. Bodenheimer had a front row starting position with, I guess, his best qualifying run ever in that Z car. In the crate late model Saturday night at Toccoa, we had George Reese Jr. winning again. That's no surprise. Randall Jordan was second. Ryan Bryson was third. Bo Taylor was fourth. And Steve Richardson finished fifth. In the street class, Kirk Johnson returned to victory lane. David Conley was second. Derek Harvey was third. Glenn Nix was fourth. And John Sellers was fifth. In the Enduro, Rusty Jordan took the win. Calvin Miller was second, Josh Knight was third, Glenn Knight was fourth, and Scott Crunkleton was fifth. In the stock fours, a good race there. Jackie Holden took the win, but Randy Boshears finished second. Randy, one of the most improved drivers, I think, in Toccoa racing over the past few weeks. He's really come a long way in that 3-car. Doug Sellers was third, Harley Holden was fourth, and Trent Feltman was fifth. In the Bombers, Dustin Keener took the win. Wayne Beck was second, Josh Carpenter was third, Chad Crunkleton and Wesley Beck rounded out the top 5. The Southern Regional Racing Series made a stop this past Friday night over at North Georgia Speedway in Chatsworth. Ray Cook in the 53 from Brasstown took the win. Gar Dixon was second. Gary McPherson was third. Tony Albright was fourth, and Kent Hicks was fifth. Then Saturday night, Ray Cook took another win over there. He took the win over Robert Gant, Shane Tankersley, Ronnie Johnson, and Randy Weaver. That was the super late model paying $5,000 to win. So they had a big doubleheader over there Friday and Saturday night. Sugar Creek hosted a limited late model race. It paid, I believe, $3,000 to win. And Devin Dilbeck, who set fast qualifying at 15:50, 15:22, took the win. Danny Ledford was second. Chris Henson was third. Charlie Parker finished fourth, and Jamie Oliver was fifth. Ethan Hunter, by the way, was eighth. Sean Chastain finished 10th. In the Southern All-Stars dip, of course, they were at Toccoa on Saturday night, but on Thursday night they made a stop at Cherokee Superspeedway in Gaffney, South Carolina. Chris Madden took that win and the $4,000 first prize. David Smith, good run in second. Ricky Weeks was third. Jeff Cook was fourth, and Jonathan Davenport was fifth. And they were at Thunder, I'll get it out in a minute, Thunder Valley on Friday night. Chris Madden won that. He was followed by David Smith, Ricky Weeks, Jeff Smith, and G.R. Smith. At Westminster this past weekend, on Friday night, we started the weekend off with Randy Hemphill returning to victory lane. Ashley Poole in the 7-car was second. Another good run for Brad York in the 4-car. He finished third. Kenny Collins was fourth, and Grant Jordan was fifth. Some other results: Bubba Russell beat out Bo Taylor and George Reese Jr. in the crate late model race. Randall Jordan was fourth. I think this is Bubba's second win this year over at Westminster. In the street enduros, David Tatum took the win. Daniel Snow was second. Lee Heaton was third, and Brandon Puckett was fourth. And Tri-County, we'll cover their late model results. Johnny Chastain, I believe, won his 4th in a row at Tri-County Saturday night. Gabe Wilson was second. Glenn Barnett was third. Kenny Barrett was fourth. Danny Byers was fifth. And in the limited race, it was Danny Ledford, Tyke Prince, Jamie Oliver, and Chris Henson. That was from Tri-County. A lot of racing going on. Of course, Ray Cook series underway now. We're going to try to devote a whole show to that series next weekend and give you the results from that and show you some clips as best we can from some of those races in Ray Cook series. We're going to take a little break and come back with Nick Sellers, tonight's guest, but first let's take the break.
Why should you buy a Dixie chopper from North Georgia Equipment Parts in Clarksville, Georgia? How about operator comfort, the best warranty in the industry, or maybe ease of service and low cost of maintenance? See Dixie Chopper Mowers at North Georgia Equipment Parts on Highway 17, the Toccoa Highway in Clarksville. Also, Checkers offering the strongest deck in the industry. North Georgia Equipment Parts. You can call 877-779-7278. Ask about the uptime guarantee to all lawn maintenance companies.
Lavanya Speedway is the place to be Saturday nights in Northeast Georgia and the Carolinas. Bring the family and bring your friends. Pack the cooler, bring the grill, and come out early to tailgate along trackside. See all your favorite drivers battle it out on the fastest dirt track in Georgia, located on Highway 77 between Hartwell and Livonia. Fun for the entire family. For more information, go to LavoniaSpeedway.com.
If you're interested in having a fun time, yet help the community and help those less fortunate than you need to consider becoming a Lion. Both the Cornelia Lions Clubs and the Clarksville Lions Club would love to have you as a member. Why don't you get in touch with a Lions Club member today? The Cornelia Lions meet on the first and third Monday at 6:30 at the Steakhouse in Baldwin. By the way, the ladies of the Lions are calling for the Children's Film Festival tickets now. So when one calls you, dig deep and support your Lions Clubs. Or go to www.cornelialions.org. The Children's Film Festival is a project of the Cornelia Lions Club. Looking for a gunsmith with years of experience? You need to call Curtis Wilbanks at Wilbanks Gun Repair. His work is dependable and reasonable. Wilbanks Gun Repair at 161 Ridge Road at East Denali. Just call 706-282-0116 or 706-244-0110 for Wilbanks Gun Repair. Curtis Wilbanks, specializing in shotgun work. Wilbanks Gun Repair.
Well, welcome back to Rolling Thunder Television, and I can tell you tonight we got one of the younger drivers on the show. We call them the Young Lions. Nick Sellers on the show. And Nick, it's good to have you tonight.
That's good. Nice to be here.
And of course, we're going to talk to you about your racing career. And although you're a young fellow, you've been racing how long now?
I started go-karts when I was about 12.
12 years old. So how old are you now?
18.
18. I wasn't sure. I knew you was probably in your late teens. I wasn't sure. You started out in go-karts when you was 12 and moved up to 4 cylinders. What was your success in the go-karts? Did you win a lot? Or?
I won, I think, about 8, maybe.
Oh, that's good. Then you moved up to 4 cylinders, and you won some races in 4 cylinders, though, I know.
I won 2 or 3.
The people was watching. Then you moved up to enduro. How long did you run 4 cylinders?
I think I ran that for 2 years.
2 years, something. I knew it was close. And then the enduros for a couple of years, and you had some success in enduro. That's a competitive class, though, isn't it?
It is.
A lot of good people in that class. A lot of people who run enduro have been there for years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their class, and they enjoy it. I know Mike Miller comes to mind. He's been running for a long time.
Yeah.
And we've got some other folks that run in that class. Of course, the street class is close to it in a way. And a lot of those guys have been running for years, and there you were coming up into the enduros, and it's you learn a lot in enduros.
Yeah, I learned a lot about bumping and rubbing.
There's a lot of bumping and rubbing in enduros. I know that. Now, you just this season moved up to the super late models, and I know that's quite a change for you. What were some of the problems you faced when you first got in the super late model car after running enduro?
The biggest thing to me was the clutch, trying to figure out how to work it. It's just trying to learn the car, I guess.
Yeah, a lot more power, that super late model, than you got in enduro. Enduro's what, horsepower-wise, roughly?
I think it's somewhere around 400. 400,
then you get into what, 750 horsepower in those super late models, and a lot more car there to handle. I know you made a start Saturday night at Toccoa in the Southern All-Stars East race, and I know I think that was your first, let's say, big race, I guess, big money race, wasn't it?
I ran Southern All-Stars race at Swainsboro.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you do down there?
I ended up 23rd, I think.
23rd. Well, that's you talk about competition, though.
Yeah.
Anywhere the Southern All-Stars go, they're going to have the best of the local guys and the best of their guys there, and a lot. I guess you learn a lot running those races.
Yeah, I had to pull in. We was having carburetor problems.
Then you come to your home track at Toccoa. You had a good run, though, 11th. That's where'd you start?
I think 20, maybe.
20th. I knew you was back in the pack. So you avoided all the accidents and all the problems there by some of the other cars. But really, that was a relatively wreck-free race, though.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race.
But of course, Rambo kind of, like I said, put a hurting on everybody.
Yeah, I didn't get to see him long.
No, you didn't. That too, of course, Rambo. I remember him coming up, when he first went into late models. And a fellow was telling me, about him starting out in racing. Said he bought an old 4-cylinder, I think it was, and showed up at the track. And I think after 3 weeks he won. But he used to have a reputation of being bad on track walls, though. I know that. And it may still be at times, but Rambo Franklin, how would you like to be known as Rambo Sellers?
I don't know.
Of course, your car, you stuck with the same paint scheme and number pretty much all the way through, the yellow 71. Who owns your late model?
Slab Sellers.
Slab Sellers, okay. So you kind of kept it in the family then?
Yeah.
Yeah. He owns other cars, though.
He owns the 187 and
David McCoy's car. We had David on the show. I started to call him, get him back in here with you. You and David pretty good friends?
Yeah.
David's a good fella. He's been, he's had a few wins in super late models, and of course he's all the girls chase him.
Yeah.
I know. Is that your girlfriend over, fiance, or what?
It's a girlfriend.
That's your girlfriend. Don't pay any attention to this. Do the girls chase you?
Not really.
Not really? Okay. You'll say that with her in the room. I don't blame you. But when you, Saturday night in the Southern All-Stars East race, now you had some heavy competition, and finishing where you did, I think, was pretty darn good. What did you learn from that?
Learn you got to be patient and just wait.
That's a lot of it in a big race like that. If you can avoid all the trouble and keep going, you're doing all right. But I think that's where a lot of, and I'm not just pointing out the younger drivers, and maybe you're learning quicker than some of the others, but there's a lot of the younger drivers don't have a lot of patience sometimes. They want to get out there and they want to bust the walls down and go for it. I know a couple, I won't mention any names, but a lot of times they make a lot of news where they qualify, but they don't finish very well. And I know the secret to the whole thing is where you finish, isn't it? That's where you make your money. You don't make any money off qualifying to speak of. Now, this was a 4,000 win race. It's none of my business, but I know my listeners are dying to know, or our viewers here, what did you get for finishing where you did Saturday night?
I think we ended up with about $400.
$400. So that's pretty good. You make a weekly show, you'd have to finish pretty high to make $400, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And what about tires? I talk about this a lot. I know my viewers probably get tired of it, but in a race like that, you pretty well eat up a set of tires easy, don't you?
We didn't hurt ours too bad last week.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I guess it goes back to the patience.
Yeah.
And taking your time and all. I know you've been involved, it seems like, in some cases, since you've been in the late model, sometimes those things goes usually at the wrong place at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Or wrong. You've been involved in some things that wasn't your making.
Yeah.
And overall, I want to say this about Nick. I've watched him race now several years, and he's pretty clean. I know you probably have your moments there when you get your dander riled, as they say.
Yeah.
But you usually run people pretty clean, and that's the secret: patience and clean. You tend to make friends that way, don't you?
Yeah.
And when you look back on your racing here over the last few years, who are some of your drivers that's really helped you?
There's been plenty. Like Mike Miller, he's helped me a lot. Jackie Holden, he helped me in 4 cylinders.
Yeah. We've had Jackie on the show, and Jackie seems like the type of person that is willing to help somebody. And he's interesting. He's won, I don't know, back then it was like 67, so he's probably hit 70 wins since we had him on the show or more. And like I say, when you see that blue 67 pull in, you got some competition in 4 cylinders with Jackie. I mentioned Randy Boshears in the 3-car. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch him or not. He's made a lot of progress in the last few weeks. I've noticed him at Toccoa. He's been doing real well and seems to be getting closer. I was talking to him and his wife Sherry the other night, and they both can kind of smell the wind coming on. So I hope so for them. And I think Jackie Holden mentioned the same thing, that Randy was a good, steady driver and made a lot of progress. I think we better take a break here and let some of the sponsors get a word in with us, but we'll be back in a minute.
Come see Georgia's oldest and fastest 5/16 mile stock car track at Toccoa Speedway. Don't miss 7 divisions of racing, all the way from the 750 horsepower super lates all the way down to the pure stock. See cars hitting 100 miles per hour on the High Bank Speedway. Get down to Highway 17 South. Races are on Saturday, 7:30 p.m. starting April 5th. Call 706-827-0004 for details. Or log on to www.toccoamotorspeedway.com. Saturday nights belong to Toccoa Speedway.
Baby, look up, there's our star in the middle of the sky, shining where we are to comfort you and I. When I hold you in the dark, I hope you see the light and passion of my heart in the simple.
The Fast Tracks Racing Series, coming to a track near you. With a $250,000 point fund this year, the Fast Track Series pays a good purse, has fair rules. It has a family atmosphere and a great points fund, while at the same time controlling the cost. The Fast Tracks Racing Series, look for it at a track near you. Rolling Thunder Magazine, proud to have the Fast Track Series on board.
Tahoe, Suburban, Avalanche, Silverado.
Robin, what are you
Colorado.
doing?
Thinking about the great prices on all new Chevrolets.
What great prices?
We have 06 Colorado crew cabs for $19,500, extended cabs for $15,500, and regular cabs for $14,500.
What about Silverados?
We have 06 Silverado crew cab 4x4s for $24,900, extended cab 4x4s for $22,900, or regular cab two-wheel drives for $15,900.
That's Hayes Chevrolet, just 3 miles south of Cornelia on Highway 365.
Chevrolet, American Revolution.
All right, back again with Nick Sellers, and I've enjoyed talking with him so far tonight and finding out a lot. Are you still in school? Or you
I'm about to start college.
about to start? Where you going?
I'm going to go up here to Gainesville.
Gainesville? Oh, okay, well that's good. What you got future-wise as far as education and everything?
I'm planning on being a physical education.
Are you? Oh, that's good. You got any aspirations about maybe furthering your racing career a little bit?
We'll try it and see how it goes. Depends on how this late model works out for us.
That's true. Well, late model, I know it's a big change. I mean, to jump from enduro right into a late model, but racing's racing, I guess, no matter which class it is.
Yeah.
And everybody shoots for the same thing, to win. Of course, unfortunately, everybody can't win. But I'm sure you'll get your first late model win here somewhere down the line here. I hope so. Anyway, as far as NASCAR and all that goes, of course, I'm not a big NASCAR fan anymore. They seem like they've kind of got away from where they were. That's my personal opinion now. But as far as NASCAR goes, who was your heroes in NASCAR?
I'd say my hero would be Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon. Well, that's all he's going to be on the show tonight. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't care. Everybody, that's what makes it so great. Everybody's got their own. I'm just kidding. But of course, I'm myself kind of a Mark Martin fan. Of course, I'm older, and I've watched him for years. And I grew up back in the days when you'd go see the Alabama gang run at Birmingham and Huntsville, Alabama, and you had Bobby and Dunny Allison, and Neil Bunny came along later. But we've got our stars now in NASCAR. It's come a long way. Of course, I think, I became a Dale Earnhardt fan toward the end there. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like when we lost Dale, we lost a lot.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, grew up. You still see a lot of threes on the back of cars and pickups and everything. But you came on, I guess you came on about the time Jeff Gordon really became a star, though.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Johnson's come along kind of in his footsteps, it seems like. We got a lot of good drivers now. Some of them, truthfully, I don't think set too good an example for the younger people and younger drivers. I'm not going to mention any names. Their last name rhymes with Bush. I'm sorry, that was me. But I've always been a, like I say, Mark Martin fan since Bobby Allison and Davey, met his tragic end there in a helicopter crash. But you came along with Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson and all, and do you watch a lot of NASCAR?
Not really. They kind of take too long for me.
Yeah, they take a while. You end up sleep on the couch if you're not careful there. That's one thing about dirt track racing. There's never a dull moment. You sit over there and you watch the race at any class all night long, and a lot of people talk about the different aspects of dirt track racing, but you look back in the field like in that Southern All-Stars race, man, there's a lot of stuff going on in the back in the pack, which I'm sure you were part of it.
Yeah.
But I think you'll get your first win here before long. It'll take a while, I'm sure. You got to get your feet wet, so to speak, and get things going. You going to pretty much stick with Toccoa the rest of the year, or are you going to try some other tracks?
We'll probably go around, travel around a little bit.
I know, I've seen several, like Ethan Hunter, for instance. Ethan has been gone a lot this year. He's been running other tracks. I think probably that gives you a lot of experience, too, to race with other guys and race on other tracks, too. And that Swainsboro track, you see, you went down there. How big is that track?
I think they said it was about a half-mile track.
Half-mile. It's a little bigger than Toccoa. One thing, and maybe you can verify this, I've had other people tell me that Toccoa is probably one of the most difficult tracks to drive because it's so fast, everything happens, boom. You're right in the middle of it before you realize it, aren't you? But we got some other good tracks. Lavanya Speedway, I think you mentioned you may go to Lavanya and run the Ray Cook Series. Well, good luck in that. And Brad York's been on the show a couple of times with me. Brad and I have been friends for a long time. You ever run at 106 back when it was running?
I think I run there once or twice in my course now.
I seem like I remember that. Of course, Brad and I go back to the 106 days, and of course he's over at Lavanya now and seems to be doing okay. Well, you know, they've got a couple of Southern All-Star dates coming up too. Not only the Ray Cook Series, but in August the 12th, I think it is, they got the Southern All-Stars back, and then again in September when they have the Georgia Championships. You ever run those?
I don't think I have.
It's a big event over there. They have a lot of cars from everywhere running in every class, and it pays good money, and a lot of folks go. Of course, we got a $1,200 limited race coming up at Toccoa, which will be on tonight. We'll mention it, but a lot of things. Westminster, of course, be running a regular show next Friday night. Tell you what, we're going to have to take a little break. We're going to come back and close things out and find out who pays the bills for Nick Sellers.
If you want the best lawn care products, North Georgia Equipment Parts has the best at the best prices. Ask about the uptime guarantee to all lawn maintenance companies. North Georgia Equipment Parts has a large selection of Echo leaf blowers, hedge trimmers, lawn edgers, string trimmers, and more. There's even a 2-year warranty and a lifetime ignition module warranty. From Clarksville, Georgia, take Highway 17, the Toccoa Highway, to North Georgia Equipment Parts, or call toll-free at 877-779-7278.
Lavanya Speedway is the place to be Saturday nights in Northeast Georgia and the Carolinas. Bring the family and bring your friends. Pack the cooler, bring the grill, and come out early to tailgate along trackside. See all your favorite drivers battle it out on the fastest dirt track in Georgia, located on Highway 77 between Hartwell and Livonia. Fun for the entire family. For more information, go to LavoniaSpeedway.com.
If you're interested in having a fun time, yet help the community and help those less fortunate than you need to consider becoming a Lion. Both the Cornelia Lions Clubs and the Clarksville Lions Club would love to have you as a member. Why don't you get in touch with a Lions Club member today? The Cornelia Lions meet on the first and third Monday at 6:30 at the Steakhouse in Baldwin. By the way, the ladies of the Lions are calling for the Children's Film Festival tickets now, so when one calls you, dig deep and support your Lions Clubs. Or go to www.cornelialions.org. The Children's Film Festival is a project of the Cornelia Lions Club. Do you read it? You want to read about all the latest local racing news? Well, pick up a copy of Rolling Thunder, the magazine for the little guy. It's on sale at many area racetracks now, or go to www.rtmag.us. Read about the latest events at your favorite track. Pick up your copy this weekend at many of the local area racing tracks. Rolling Thunder magazine, the magazine for the little guy.
Well, back to close things out tonight. Nick, we told you we were going to give you a chance. Who pays some of your bills?
Our main sponsor is probably going to be North Georgia Plumbing. He helps us out a lot. And then there's our salon and Haddocks. And I think we got Toccoa Aviation.
Oh, I seem like I've seen that on the car. All right. Which tire do you like?
Right now, the only thing I'm running is the Hoosier. So
Oh, okay. I know some like Hoosier, some seem like the American Razor. But Nick, I appreciate you being on the show. It's been a pleasure, and maybe we can get you back here after you first win or something.
all right.
Or close. You don't have to win to get back on the show. I know there's a lot of competition out there, and Toccoa and the other tracks. But Nick, thank you a lot, buddy. I appreciate it. You come back and see us. All right. Well, you know, it wasn't as bad as you thought it was going to be, was it? He was sitting here nervous to start with, afraid we was going to kill him or something.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next week with more Rolling Thunder.